kitchen, not the old kitchen, the new kitchen. This is where I make my living at. This is where I survived so many years in jail, making jailhouse candy from scratch, supply and demand. As long as you got something that people gonna want, they gonna always want to come get it from you. I take the Jolly Ranchers, I melt the Jolly Ranchers in a stinger. I gotta open them up in a fast amount of time before it get too much air don't hit it and they lock up. You shake them like this, close them before they get hard, and you got a jailhouse lollipop with taffy in the middle. You know how they used to have blow pops with bubble gum in the middle? I got jailhouse taffy on the inside. Shout out to my homie Ange. He told me, put the Kool-Aid on the outside so to give it that sweet and sour taste. And you got lollipops for $3.
Fam, what's good, man? It's your boy, E. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where we talk about prison, pre, post, and present, how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. All right, so today we're doing some reaction videos to some trending viral prison clips that we're taking from inside prison. So let's go ahead and check them out, man.
$30 you owe me? Yeah.
We did it.
That's it, sir. What's up, bro? You owe me $30. I got you, can't say. You say who? I got you, can't say. You sure? Yeah. For real. Sure? For real, bro. Don't make me have to do this to you, world star, baby. No, give me a little taste of what can happen. I see you ready far off. I'm gonna get your ass when you come to the door, canteen, they don't give me. Yeah. All right. I got you, though. All right. Hey. I'm gonna let you make it because I fuck with you. World star!
All right, so if y'all don't know what happened there, obviously that guy in the cell, the bald head dude with the big beard, he's probably a store man and loaned some food out to that guy with the dreads who came in. The guy with the dreads probably didn't pay up his tab whenever it was due. He invited him in the cell. He's got some homies in the cell with him. And you see he was about to take off on him just to kind of put some fear in his heart. But you see how they're recording it and they're laughing, screaming, world star. So this goes to show you that, you know, cell phones are plethora. There's a plethora of phones all throughout the chain gang, all throughout the nation. And not only are people just using phones, you know, to do drug deals and to talk to their family, but also for their entertainment and content purposes. Just to capture content like that and the clown and say world star and stuff like that, in which they can make money by TikTok or YouTube or whatever, just by recording those type of videos.
Welcome to the kitchen, not the old kitchen, the new kitchen. This is where I make my living at. This is where I survived so many years in jail, making jailhouse candy from scratch, supply and demand. As long as you got something that people gonna want, they gonna always want to come get it from you. I take the Jolly Ranchers, I melt the Jolly Ranchers in a stinger. I gotta open them up in a fast amount of time before it get too much air don't hit it and they lock up. You shake them like this, close them before they get hard, and you got a jailhouse lollipop with taffy in the middle. You know how they used to have blow pops with bubble gum in the middle? I got jailhouse taffy on the inside. Shout out to my homie Ange. He told me, put the Kool-Aid on the outside so to give it that sweet and sour taste. And you got lollipops for $3.
All right, so this right here, man, all throughout my 12 years in prison, bro, I've been seeing this for the longest. Every candy man's got a different name for their candy. For the most part in Florida, these are called Jolly Pops. You know what I mean? But every candy man has their own creative name for it. They create them differently, you know what I mean, with gummy bears in the middle. You know, all different assortment, whatever type of candy you get, whatever state you're in, whatever facility that you're at. They got all these different types of combinations. But one thing that you not only see these Jolly Pop, these candy guys everywhere, but it's predominantly normally one in every dorm or every side of the dorm. Because whenever you have multiple people like in one dorm, that's whenever you kind of see like a conflict. You know what I mean? It's like they're fighting for their clientele. But yeah, they're fire. So that's dope to see that he put this out on the internet.
$3.
The most wholesome prison hustle I've ever seen. This guy just makes candy and cookies.
The dead body sat on the floor for hours before corrections officials were able to move it. Much of the video is
I'm going to show you another clip in just a second, but what you just watched is inmates in 2018 at Lee County Prison in South Carolina. I did 10 years there. They are busting into an inmate's cell during a riot. This all started when a member of the Bloods at Lee County robbed a member of the G's, or Growth and Development Organization. Once that happened, a big riot, big war popped off between these two gangs. Chaos ensued. As you'll hear from this news clip, it even made the news. One news anchor even said that the
bodies were literally stacked on top of each other.
If you rewatch this clip and pay close attention to one of the inmates in that group, you'll see in his hand a very long, large, machete-style shank.
Bring your ass up. Bring back. Come on. Get up, Bob. Bring it up. What's next one? Come on. Move, man.
Initiations. If you're wanting to join a clique or group in prison, the requirements can be brutal. Oftentimes, this consists of the person who wants to join being beaten by anything from 3 to 6 members of that group for a certain amount of time, usually 3 to 6 minutes long. If you survive this, you're in. Now, as you saw from that clip earlier, this man wasn't able to go the distance, and he wasn't able to continue for the full amount of required time. So now he has two options. He can give up on his hopes of joining, and that beating he just took for however long will all be for nothing, or he can give it a few days, rest, recuperate, and go through it all over again. As you can see from the footage, there's no shortage of them in there. Anything you can get out here, they got it in prison. How does it even get in there? Most people think it's the guards bringing it in, but at least in my state prisons, it happens, but it's almost so rare that I don't even really count it. The main way's getting packages thrown over the fence in the middle of the night. It's usually a big pound bag of loose tobacco with some phones in the middle and some other goodies, whatever you want, and they throw it over. So to stop this, the prison staff started putting up these 100-foot tall nets at every prison yard in South Carolina. No person would be able to come and throw these big packages over. But then the inmates would buy drones and they would just get the packages flown over the net and get it dropped. And all of that's nothing the prison staff hasn't already known about for a long time. Just comes down to catch me if you can.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. One thing that's huge throughout the nation, and I know especially in Florida, is called paper dope. So I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with K2, or at least what it used to be called. Some people call it twag, tunchi, whatever. They used to be synthetic marijuana, but throughout the years, it got super potent, and it's like the new age crack. Well, anyways, they pretty much break it down in a chemical format into a liquid, and it got to the point to where rather than even getting like the kind of like the flower form of it, like the spice form of it, they break it down into a chemical liquid, and they would just drop it on paper. And so therefore people would get mail sent in, and it would kind of have like a tint to it. And if they like ripped off that part of the paper and broke it up in little pieces and people smoked it, they would get high because it was saturated in that chemical. Or they put it on the back of stamps and things like that. And that got so prevalent throughout the state that they actually stopped physical mail coming in a lot of states throughout the nation, to where the mail now gets scanned and then sent to their inmate tablets to prevent the paper dope from coming in. So that paper dope was a huge epidemic.
At the top, take the book out. All right. Get it in. Get busy.
Can an inmate who's not in a prison gang get a fair one-on-one fight with someone who is in a prison gang? Yes, they absolutely can. If a grown man who's unaffiliated goes to a grown man who is affiliated and he wants a one-on-one fair fight, and that person who's in a gang immediately runs to his members and tries to hype them up and get them involved so they'll have his back, that's a major red flag. And his fellow gang members know it. And they're going to start looking at him kind of funny, like, you might be in this for protection. In the clip you just saw, one of those guys is affiliated, one of them is not. They got into it over some words that were exchanged, and the unaffiliated guy called the one who was affiliated out for a one-on-one round. And as you saw, he was given it. They fought, it ended, no one was jumped.
All right, brother, you good?
Come get a picture, all right? Hey, over here.
Ready? Hold on. You can be close your ass out of the way. Go ahead.
If two members have a disagreement that gets a little too heated, they're expected to just go ahead and shoot around with each other. Get it off your chest, get it out of your system, and be cool again. But these organizations don't want their members just popping off and swinging haymakers on site as soon as an argument happens. Rival organizations will see this and think, man, they don't even have their members under control. The people are fighting amongst themselves over there, which makes the whole gang look weak to the rivals, and they can't have that. So what they do is what you just saw, a supervised, controlled, one-on-one. No wrestling, no stomping, no dirty stuff, just good old-fashioned hands for a specific time limit. And after that, it's done. Let it go. Even if the other guy knocked your tooth out.
All right, so that's definitely true to a degree, but once again, man, like prison isn't universal. You know what I mean? So different states, different units, you know, things are different everywhere. So from my experience, some of the biggest wars I seen in prison were within the same gang, under the same nation, but just different sets. For whatever disagreement, whether it be with their routes, when it comes to like, you know, the trafficking of drugs or phones or whatever it is, probably personally the biggest war that I've seen, and probably multiple, but one I'm thinking of in particular was definitely the same gang and two different sets going at it. I'm talking about stabbings. I'm talking about these weren't just fights. These people were stabbing each other, trying to kill each other. And so yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off at this, man. Enough with all this stuff. I don't want to be, you know, too negative, obviously. But once again, bro, you're seeing the authentic, raw, inside look of what prison life is like. So lesson learned, stay out the way, stay out the streets, don't go to prison. And even for those of us who have experienced it, for myself personally, man, throughout 12 years of incarceration, at my lowest low point of life is when I authentically encountered Jesus Christ, and he radically forever transformed my life. So even in a living hell, man, we can truly encounter God, find our purpose, and be forever changed. Once again, man, I am a rapper. My artist name is E.I. the King. Check out my music on all streaming platforms. Go to my other YouTube channel. Check out all my music videos. E.I. the King. That's the other YouTube channel. A whole bunch of fire contents continuing to come your way. Go ahead and check out the playlist, the full episode playlist, to see all the other content. And I'll be back soon. Peace.